What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be checking out the new Habanero Ranch sandwich from McDonald's. And for anyone that doesn't know, I applaud you for one thing. McDonald's actually stopped serving their 1/3 pound Angus burgers. And surprisingly, quite a few people are actually pretty upset about that. And what did they do to make up for it? Instead of serving you a better quality of beef, they actually went ahead and took their classic quarter pounders and added a few different things to them. Mainly, the only one that really stuck out that's any different than your average McDonald's sandwich is the quarter pounder with habanero ranch, their new thick cut bacon, tomato lettuce, and some white cheddar cheese. Now, upon first look of the burger, it's honestly not too bad looking. I mean, definitely a smaller size burger if you were to compare it to the Angus burger. And one more noticeable difference compared to your regular quarter pounders that always came with the sesame seed bun, all the newer ones actually come with their bakery style bun, which has got like a rolled oats on top of it. It's normally pretty good, probably one of the better buns actually at McDonald's. The burger is not really overly too impressive. I mean, it's a decent size. Let's go ahead and cut it in half and see what it really looks like. Got it nice and cut in half. I mean, it's a pretty decent looking sandwich, nicely layered and whatnot. One thing that definitely stood out to me is the smell of that bacon. Now, for anyone that obviously has had their bacon in like the last 5 or 6 years knows it's always been that kind of small, paper-thin bacon that doesn't really have much smoke flavor or any flavor really that resembles bacon. Now, this actually has a nice bacon smell to it. I mean, I could smell it the second I opened the box, and that right there is looking pretty good for the sandwich. As for the spicy ranch sauce, I mean, there's not an overabundance of it on the sandwich itself, but you know me, got some extra on the side, as always, to check it out by itself. But as for right now, let's take a bite of this burger and see how it tastes. First initial bite, actually pretty good. I mean, the sauce didn't stick out too well due to all this bread that just kind of masked it up right away. A little bit of the bacon flavor came through. I'm going to go ahead and finish this half and see what I think. So for the new quarter pounder coming from McDonald's, I'm pleased to say I actually broke a sweat. Now, I'm not that much of a wuss that I just broke a sweat from the sandwich. I took my last bite of the sandwich, dunked it in a cup of the sauce. It had a fair amount of kick to it. It's actually somewhat surprising. The sauce itself, labeled a habanero sauce, actually contains 1% or less of actual habanero pepper. And the main kick and the main heat is actually coming from cayenne pepper, which is understandable. I mean, it's their way of saying to the average audience, you know what, this is hotter than your average stuff labeled, you know, spicy or hot in a fast food place. And I'm pleasantly surprised that, you know, this sauce is actually pretty good. I mean, there's not much of a creamy taste or a cooling taste coming from it. It's got a fairly upfront burn, and it's pretty quick and robust. And there is only a little bit actually on the sandwich, equivalent to like a squirt and a line through that. So it has just enough kick to actually come up in the sandwich and not just get buried in there, which worked out pretty nice. Now, me personally, I like extra sauce all the time, so I would smother this whole thing top and bottom, because as you can see, the bottom bun is just dry as can be. And I think that would actually help a lot, because the burger for itself only had a little bit of a kick to it, wasn't overly done, but the sauce by itself definitely has some kick to it. And as for the actual burger itself, in a whole, it was a fairly decent burger compared to most of the stuff I get from McDonald's, which is normally pretty flavorless, bland, and overall disappointing. This actually turned out pretty well. The bread itself is actually pretty thick, but it has a decent flavor to it, so not too bad. The leaf lettuce is standard, tomato standard. The cheese kind of gets a little buried between the sauce and the bacon, but obviously the bacon 100% shocked me. I mean, it is some delicious bacon, something that I would consider probably one of the best fast food bacons that I've had, and definitely a huge step up for McDonald's old bacon. I might actually like it even more than Burger King. The new Habanero Bacon Ranch quarter pounder is going to get a 7 out of 10. Overall, it's a pretty decent burger, especially coming from McDonald's. I'm pretty pleased with it. Bang for your buck, being between $3–4. It's only going to get a 6 out of 10. It's kind of worth it in the same fact that it's probably the biggest and best burger you could technically get at McDonald's now. So it's worth a shot. If you like spice, you're going to definitely like this. It has a good kick in the burger, awesome dip for the french fries alone. So you can definitely add plenty of heat to your french fries or your burger. Overall, pretty pleased. Thanks for watching, guys. Plenty more videos to come, and I'll see you in the next one.